Well, in terms of removal, these blades are really good on that sticky, slushy snow. You know, they keep right to the surface, and they act like a squeegee. They're a lot quieter, too. Steel blades, they can be too aggressive. If you're not right on the controls, they can scrape the asphalt. These blades, they don't leave behind any damage. You've got all your highway markers and the asphalt still intact, which is great. Now, if you're using them in a commercial application, you can be sure you've finished the job and you've still got all your curbs, seal strips, and parking lot lines. We reversed an old steel blade to mount the new rubber blade to the moldboard, and we took it out for a run, and it ran really smooth on the asphalt. Then, we took it out on some gravel, which really surprised me. I mean, I hit a few big stones and it didn't bounce the blade nearly as much. And at the end of the shift, you can really feel the difference. I mean, you don't feel it in your body as much as you do when you're running on a steel blade. And if it's good for your operator, it's got to be good for your machine. These blades really lower your maintenance costs. When you're not having them repaired, you're not wearing out your mountings, you're not paying for that downtime, and that's what really costs money. I've run these blades on gravel, and I've hit some really big stones, and there's no gouging or tearing. And you know if it can survive a gravel run, then that's tough rubber. Resolute Rubber will give you these blades in sections of 3, 4, 6, or 8 feet, which is great because basically you can install them with just one guy. The shorter sections mean that you've got a trip edge plow without having to buy a new plow. And you can flip the blade so you get twice as much for the same money. The rubber they use for these blades is really tough. In fact, it's too tough to roll. So they ship it on pallets, which makes it cheaper and easier for shipping. Governments and companies are really worried about how the public sees them. Resolute Rubber is the perfect answer. They use repurposed rubber from mining tires that would otherwise be going into the landfill. They collect these tires and repurpose them by cutting them into sections. It's not like they grind them down and then glue them all back together. No, this is the toughest rubber around in its original state. People really appreciate that they're using this repurposed stuff and not new virgin rubber. You're not going to find a more durable product than Resolute Rubber blades.
Resolute Rubber blades exceed the highest specs in the municipal and corporate snow removal industry. Our independent lab results prove our rubber is downright tough. For tensile strength, the industry demands about 2,200 pounds per square inch. Some companies get by with blades at 1,500 psi. In numerous tests, Resolute Rubber shows tear strengths of 2,800 to 3,100 pounds per square inch. That's double the strength of some of our competitors. Resolute Rubber exceeds the tear strength standard in every test. It's downright tough. For elongation, the industry expects about 400%. Most companies give them just that. In numerous tests, Resolute Rubber shows elongation of 590 to 690%. Our blades can stretch almost 7 times their original length before tearing. That's almost double the industry requirements. Resolute Rubber exceeds the elongation standard in every test. To test hardness, we sent our Resolute Rubber to an independent lab. They use testing methods from the rubber industry on our samples. Rubber snowplow edges usually max out around Shore A65. In numerous lab tests, Resolute Rubber shows a Shore A reading of 68 to 70. Our handheld durometer reads between 70 and 75 on the same samples. That's well and above the industry standard and our competitors. The numbers from our independent lab results prove it. Our blades score high on tear strength, elongation, and durability. Resolute Rubber is downright tough. Resolute Rubber offers more value for your money than any other manufacturer in the market. Our sourcing method allows us to offer prices well below our competitors. Contact us today. You won't believe our values.
I got a buddy who was clearing out his driveway and a few parking lots. He figures he got 100 hours out of one blade.